This is more than what you see. Woo. All right, man. I'm your host, Jay Will. This is Inspire God's People, where we balance faith and music. Business, faith and music. That, you know what? I'm feeling that faith and music. Yo, I've been really low key for a minute, but today I got some stuff to talk to y'all about. We're going to talk about this idea of you can lead a horse to water, but you can never make them drink. From what I know, that comes from some old English proverbs. In proverb, I can talk in the 12th century. We're gonna explore that. I'm gonna share some of what I've been up to the last couple months. I specifically want to share a little bit about this conversation I had today. I had the opportunity to speak to a sales team at an organization outside of the one that I work at, a corporate organization that y'all all know and love, but I'm not going to get into the specifics because I don't want nobody to take it personal. But I had this opportunity to speak to this sales team today, man, and their manager brought me in to talk about my career path and some of my experiences in sales. So it's kind of like a dual purpose of like talking to people about how to grow a career in corporate America, and also motivating this sales team and talking to them just about some of my experience in sales and business development and some things that you could do in order to become a winning team and a successful team. So I'm gonna share a little bit about those experiences for those of y'all who've been rocking with the show for a while. I think we like 5 years into this podcast. And again, I don't know if I ever taken a 2 month break the way that I did. But there's, a lot of reasons behind that. Really, mostly I'm working on a music project. As a lot of y'all know, being a executive at my corporate job, look, that I just been busy and I'm passionate about my corporate job. I'm passionate about my team and leading my team and being successful. And we are off to a very busy 2024, converting a new partner and all these things that goes into that. So I've been busy with that, working long days and stuff, and got some travel coming up. So I haven't been able to get into the podcast with that. I've been focusing my creative energy towards the music that I got coming out that I'm excited about, and I'm almost done with. I got like one more song to do with this feature that I've been wanting to do a song with this girl for some years, for a while. So I'm excited about that. Um, so that's why we haven't been podcasting. I'm still a podcaster. I'm still here with Inspire God's People. But look, I tell y'all all the time, I'm human. So within the flow of life, I got to live real life. I got to do real life things, take care of responsibilities. And I don't always have time to kind of log online and, share all my thoughts, and interviews and things it take time. You're busy. I appreciate y'all for rocking with me though. Those of you who have. Of course, one of the downsides, in this whole game of like podcasting and stuff is when you go away, you got these algorithms. So people don't even see that you online. You don't pop up on people's timeline. And I'm just being real with y'all for the 5 people that's gonna watch this episode. Um, that's something you gotta live with in this life. And I made up in my mind that I wasn't gonna do a bunch of weird stuff to try to be relevant, in the digital world, which I get is a real world at this point. It's a fully developed real world, but I have relevance in real life. My real life matters. The people around me matter. So, you have to constantly balance that. And I'm sharing that, being transparent, because I know a lot of people go through that. And it's like, well, what can I do to remain relevant and, do all this stuff to stay cool on the internet? And sometimes it's like, bro, you might have to just not be cool on the internet. Let me take these off. I don't really need these when I'm by myself. Uh, there it is. Sorry for the noise. So anyway, that's what I've been kind of going through. Just busy, really, living life, being married, being a brother, a friend, son, all those good things. Yo, but today I want to kick it with y'all. I'm really, really passionate about this topic. Um, you could lead a horse to water. Now, look, we've all heard this terminology. You could lead a horse to water, but you can't make them drink. And I'm gonna be real though. I sometimes struggle with like, why is it that with something this simple, people just don't get it? You know what I'm saying? And look, I'm gonna kick it with y'all like about the fact that some of us got the victim mentality. Some of us just love making excuses. And I think it's to the point, I'm gonna be real. I think some people are just straight up addicted to making excuses. Like it, like they almost enjoy being thirsty. It's like you a horse, you thirsty, you about to die, you dehydrating. I got this bucket of water, I put it in front of you, and you won't drink it. And I think what happens is when you a thirsty horse and you in the desert, you know what I'm saying, and you just like you can't find the water, you become addicted to the story of like, hey, see, ain't no water for horses like me. Ain't no water around. I can't survive out here. That when you get to the water, if you drink it, then everything that you know has to go away and you have to come up with a new way of thinking moving forward in your life. So some of us, if we being real, we're so addicted to the struggle that we don't even want success. It's like I'm so addicted to the struggle that like I start even aligning the struggle with my relationship with God. Like, see, yeah, we ain't have this, but we got this. We ain't da da da. And what you're doing is you making more excuses because you're trying to make yourself be comfortable with the fact that you love being thirsty. Can't make you drink this water. So what's my point with this? My point is like in this life, opportunity doesn't knock. I say this all the time. Opportunity doesn't knock, it just stands at the door. And the thing with most of us is we want opportunity to knock. We want opportunity to make the first move. Now, I know in this digital world, for a lot of y'all single people, it's like the first move is a DM. Maybe it's liking a picture. It's like some passive aggressive move to signal to somebody that you might kind of want to kick it with them. But you know what I'm saying? Like when I was younger, bro, like I'm of the age group where we went to the mall as young teenagers and like in the mall, middle school and high school, you had to walk up to somebody. And so you had to be willing, especially as a young man, you had to be willing to make the first move. Now, in making the first move, like the fact of the matter is, you're not gonna win every battle, bruh. Like you gonna have to be willing to lose. But what a lot of us are trying to do is we trying to play it so safe that we can't get to success. So our risk management is too heavy on the safe side. But when you're dealing with risk management, like I think about investing, when you're dealing with risk management, if you got a stock that is like super risky, it also has the higher reward. And you try to balance that out with like, okay, well, let me invest in this stock that's really safe. It ain't gonna grow too much, but I know I'm not gonna lose all my money. What we do is we like, yo, you know what? I'm just not gonna put my money in the stock market at all. And that's where the Bible speaks against that. Parable of the talents, Matthew 25:14 through 30. Just read that for yourself. New Living Translation is what I like to read. My point is, so let me tell you about this experience I had today, man, with this sales team that I was brought in to speak to. And for me, I'm gonna be real. I take this stuff so personal because look, in your journey, in your life journey, all you have is your life and your experience, and you're trying to share that with people, especially if you've been able to make some success out of it. That's why I love reading books, autobiographies. I love reading success stories. I love watching movies like this too. Super Pumped on Netflix. It's not a Christian movie at all, but it's the story of Uber and how they started or whatever, at least from whoever's perspective. But I love watching those stories because I love being able to dissect and psychoanalyze like what did people do good? What did they do bad? Where do I see myself in this story? So I love sharing my story and my journey, especially through business and the corporate world, coming from where I come from to where I've made it so far. And I'm still growing. Definitely not trying to make it like I've arrived or whatever. But I'm still growing on my journey. And as a part of this, you start giving back to others. So I spoke to this sales team this morning, 8 a.m., by the way. So went on a call with them, and it was just like a one pager they had of like my career path and the journey and stuff. And then I talked to them about my career and then talked to them about my experiences. Now, this the point, this the reason I'm bringing this to the show. My whole purpose was like this. I don't want to talk at y'all for 30 minutes. I would rather y'all ask questions and we kick it and we go back and forth, right? But one of the first things I told them was you're gonna get out of this as much as you want to. Like I'm just gonna be real with y'all. I feel like, when I'm sharing certain experiences and I'm talking to people, especially like in sales and in business, where I like this is what I do every day, and I've been doing this for years. It's like when I'm talking to people, there's a confidence there because I know these are proven methods that work. Like so, it's not me talking theoretically. Like I didn't read a book and then like just like spewing to you what I read in a book. Like I'm giving you free game in those moments, right? And so there's a certain confidence. But I told them like you only gonna get so much out of this as you want to. Meaning, look, I can go give this message to a wall, and a wall might move if it want to, but it just can't because a wall don't have desires. You get what I'm saying? Like some people is just like a wall; they just don't want to move, and so one of the things you learn, especially when you speak in publicly or just different environments, like speaking to different teams or people. I've spoken to high school students and stuff like that. You just learn how to be like, bro, I can't base the value of what I'm talking about on the listener. So there's a selfishness to it, where there's an unselfishness is you're giving, you're willing to freely give this knowledge, this information to whoever wants it, right? That's what we've been doing on this podcast for 5 years, by the way. I've been giving y'all all the free game as I've been learning it. But what you can't do is base your value on the listener. Because the reality of it is, some people are just a wall or a thirsty horse standing in front of a bucket of water and just refuse to drink it. But the water's still wet, dog. That's the thing. The water still do what water do. A thirsty, lazy horse that's in front of a bucket of water and won't drink it does not devalue the water. So that's why I tell people you could get as much out of this. You can get as much out of this podcast episode as you want to. For some people, they just don't line. You just scrolling, and I ain't, oh, I got 10 seconds to say something that get your attention. All right, cool. Like you gonna keep scrolling. Like you might already be successful. You might not even need what I'm talking about. But to that person that's gonna keep strolling to get to the funny video or something else, but you sitting there struggling, don't know what to do in your career, don't know how to find success. And the thing of it is, you waiting on opportunity to knock, and you just walk right past it. You thirsty. The water is right here, but you won't drink it. All right, cool. That's life. So I told them you only get as much out as you want to. And I talked to this sales team, and maybe it took about 15 to 20 minutes in before I got one question. Or I asked them a question, one person answered. Let's say if this was a team of like 10 people or something, I don't know. I didn't count. It was probably 8 to 10 people. It took 15 minutes for somebody even to respond to something I said, other than the manager. And then it was probably 20, 25 minutes in before I got a question. I got two questions. Now, I found out. Now, again, I was trying not to make it all about, I don't want to talk at people about my experiences, right? I would rather help you with your specific situation. But what was funny was I found out that somebody on the call said they didn't get nothing out of it afterwards. Now, it didn't bother me, by the way. Like that doesn't bother me because again, the water is still wet. Like this already happened. What I'm talking to you about, this part, I got more to do, but this part that I'm talking about, I already did this. Like it's like if your grandma know how to make some yams and she telling yo baby cousin like this is how you make yams, and your baby cousin looking like I ain't getting nothing out of what grandma was talking about. The yams still be yamming, dog. The yams are good. So my point is like the water is still wet. Like I'm giving you fire whether you like it or not. But here was the thing, dog, and this is what's crazy. It was why the person didn't get nothing out of it that triggered me. So anybody who know me been listening to this podcast, I don't use my race as I don't look at it as a crutch, I'm not a victim because I'm black. I don't live in that. Now I understand. I've had experiences. We've had shows. We talk about tough topics. I understand the reality of what it has meant historically to be black in America, all those things. I know the good, the bad, the in between, the ugly. And I say that because I've read books like Up from Slavery by Booker T. Washington. I've read the autobiography of Frederick Douglass. So I've gotten a perspective of a slave. I've also read Think and Grow Rich, A Black Choice, The Power of Broke by Damon John. Like I've read different books, gotten different perspectives all across the board. And what I've learned in my own experience in corporate America now for almost 18 years, I've learned like, bro, like you got a choice to make. Either you're going to use your race as this victimhood, and what you're trying to do is maybe if I make people feel sorry and feel bad and complain, then I can get enough people in power to feel sorry for me to put me in position and give me some of their power, right? That's one way to go, right? Or I can go the route of, no, I'm not going to believe, even if somebody do think less of me because of my color or they're that small minded, I don't buy into that. I can be excellent. I can be a leader. I can be exceptional. Like I can choose to tell myself, like, bro, like I'm gonna find the water, and when I get to the water, I'm gonna drink it. And eventually, all the people who tried to hide the water from me is gonna look, and I'm the one that's providing the buckets. You feel what I'm saying? It's a different mentality. Now, in mentality number one, which a lot of people like to do, is they like to make excuses. For some people, it just so happens to be race. Other people, they got other things. Like it's always somebody else's fault that you're not up early in the morning working, that you are being lazy, that you are a salesperson and you're not a top salesperson on your team, in your city, in your region. Not like you're not nowhere on the leaderboard. The leaderboard, you got to be like, let's say if it's 100 sales reps, they not going to show you the top 100. If it's 100 of y'all, they're going to show you the top 10. So if you 11, 12, 13, you don't even make the board. Like you don't make the leaderboard. What am I saying? I'm saying if you sales rep number 79 out of 100, but then you're saying you're not getting promotions or you're not getting opportunities because you black, Chinese, white, tall, short, ugly, like whatever you are, ain't nobody ugly. Y'all all cute. But if you making excuses, bro, my thing is you number 79. Is it possible that this ain't got nothing to do with nothing about you other than you? All right. So that's the person that wants to make the excuses and be the victim and make people feel sorry for them to get them opportunity. The reason I decided not to go that route. Now that works for some people. Good for you. Congratulations. The reason I strategically decided, one of the reasons I didn't go that route is because I was like, bro, how long is it going to take me to be wealthy taking that route? Like, how long is it going to take me to reach my goal if the only way I could get there is to convince you to give me some of your power? When I know people are power hungry, money hungry, they not going to let go of their money for me. Then now I can only get something if you decide to give it. That puts me in the position of only thinking about receiving things when the Bible says it's better to give than receive. Cool. Or I could take the mentality, all of y'all could doubt me. You could doubt me because I'm black. You could doubt me because I'm light skinned. You could doubt me because I'm bald head. You could doubt me because I'm from Detroit. You could doubt me because I'm from the east side. You could doubt me for anything, bro. And I'm not going to doubt me because you doubt me. You got to live with that. I know who I am. I know the gifts God gave me, and I am willing to work to make others a believer in that gift. And the point that I'm making is we're talking sales now. We ain't talking about like in church. I'm talking to y'all about business. This is a faith and business show. This is a business topic today, and it can help you even in your faith, right? Because the Bible says faith without works is dead. And so you can't be lazy and have faith. And so it's a lot of lazy people out here saying I'm gonna believe in God. God gonna give me a BMW. Bro, you late to work every day. You not even the best clothes folder at your job at the clothing store. Listen, bro, when you work, I don't care what you do in life, you should try to be the best. That's what I believe. The Bible says work as unto the Lord. So how you a salesperson and you lazy and you complaining, ain't nobody, and it's what you ain't working unto the Lord, fam. So I'm on this call. My point, I'm back to the point for the 5 people that's gonna see this. Um, the person was triggered, somebody was triggered because I mentioned that race didn't matter to me. I'm like, I don't care if you white, black, you know, I don't care if you're a man, woman. Like what I'm talking to you today about today supersedes that. This idea that, my bad, this idea that you can have success regardless of whatever, it offends some people. And I'm like, bro, you a thirsty horse. I'm sitting here with a bucket of water right now trying to give you free game because the level you at in corporate America, respectfully, I already been there. So it's just like me. I got mentors, I got people that's further along than me. When I'm dealing with them, they already been where I'm at. They giving me free game, taking time out of their day to talk to me. I'm all ears, bro. I'm like, I'm begging people, like, give me feedback. Tell me how to grow. Tell me how I can improve and do better because you already been where I've been. And I'm gonna tell y'all the realest thing, dog. The hardest thing since I've become even just a little successful is like it's hard to get a horse to drink the water, dog. Like I be realizing I'm putting all this effort into bringing y'all the water. Bring like the water didn't just get there. I had to carry the bucket. And I'm doing more work than you. Like I carried the bucket, I went to the well, I did everything to get enough water to have enough to share or give to you for free of charge. I don't want nothing from you. I'm up at 8 o'clock in the morning. I'm on y'all sales call. I don't work for y'all organization, nothing. Like I'm not getting paid, nothing. I'm just here because I want to give you free water. And you like, I like, I mean, I'd rather be thirsty. Tanya, what up, sister? How you doing? It's been a minute. You good? You ain't interrupting. All love, sister. Hopefully you good. Yeah, I've been on a break. I've been chilling for a minute. But my point is, I'm talking to the sales team today, and some of the people I don't know, whatever. I just got a little word that some people was a little triggered and tuned me out because I said race didn't matter. It didn't stop me from being successful. And they whole thing was race do matter. Okay, cool. I'm black. I'm from 7 Mile in Detroit, bro. I ain't had no connections. I ain't have nothing but God, hard work, and then of course, along the way, you try to develop relationships, mentors, yes, along the way. But I'm talking about at start, I was fresh out of Detroit, bro. Came into corporate America at a Fortune 50 organization, didn't like eyes wide shut, like Similac, whatever they like. I was like a baby, didn't know nothing. But now I've been there for 17 and a half years. I started learning the game. I started playing the game the right way. I developed myself. I started taking things seriously, not being lazy, being one of the best at what I do at various levels. It don't matter the level. The level don't define me. This like I be trying to talk to people like by the grace of God, okay, cool, make it to executive level. I'm an executive, but it's levels to executive. It's executives way higher than me, bro. This just this just a step to where I'm going. But those steps to get here, intentional. And I'm gonna talk to y'all a little bit about them because the thing that triggered me and frustrated me was like, bro, you mad about something that you want to be mad about. You mad at me because I took away your excuse. I put water in front of you and told you the only thing stopping you from drinking water is you. And you got mad looking at the water and you saying, "No, it's other stuff stopping me from drinking water." I don't care about the horses. Let me say this differently. What we talking about today ain't about the horses that came before you. This ain't about grandma, granddaddy. This ain't about the 60s. You 25 years old, bro. You wasn't even there. You dang near wasn't there in the 90s. Like you wasn't even there for New for the 90s when Steve Urkel and them was coming on, Family Matters, Step by Step. You wasn't even there for the 90s shows, bro. You never seen the original Full House. And you talking about what happened in the 60s. Like it matters. I get it, y'all. But you gotta let it go. Like in order, let it go, then let it grow. In order for you to grow, you gotta let it go. Why? Because my grandma, mm, I honor my grandmother. God rest her soul. And God bless my grandmothers that's still here. I honor the people that came before me by making something out of myself. I got this, I got a screenshot on my phone. Where is that? My grandma, I found this like a couple months ago. My grandma died like, man, died when I was in college. She died some years ago. My mom's mom, God rest her soul, she was my girl. I'm looking for this screenshot on that I put on my phone. I don't know. I want to see if I could read what she wrote to me. I don't know. You know, sometimes when people write a personal message, like that was my grandma, bro. I don't know if I want y'all to know what grandma says. Some stuff is just like more near and dear to your heart that you want to kind of keep it. But I'm trying to see. Oh, here we go. If it's like one thing I could say. This was when I went to college my freshman year. She like, as you venture into your future, may all of God's blessing, prosperity, and protection abide with you. Take the Lord with you everywhere you go. That was the message my grandma gave me as a young man, still a teenager. Like, bro, like, may all of God's blessings, prosperity, and protection abide with you. My grandma wanted me to be prosperous. Oh my God. My grandma, she might have not been able to do what I'm able to do in business and corporate world because of when she was born, where she was born, education, circumstances. There was all kind of things ahead of her in the time that she lived in. But my grandma told me that she wanted me to have all of God's blessings, prosperity, and protection. She wrote this to me when I was in college. You know how much of a blessing it is to know, to have the freedom, the validation to say, I want you to go after everything God has for you. The problem with us is if we sit and talk to the people that actually went through all the circumstance, they would tell you, drink the water. Do me a favor and drink the water so that I can be at peace knowing that someone in my bloodline, that my work, my suffering was not in vain. That what I went through and endured through and didn't make excuses, but just made the best that I can make. But now you're in a position where you can do more and I want it for you. You got to understand when I'm going to work for grandma, bro. I'm going to work for my wife, for my family, my mama, my in-laws, my like I'm working with people on my mind. And you're trying to convince me that because I'm black, that should be an excuse. I don't believe it. I don't rock with it. Why? Because I am black. And in a lot of instances, things weren't given to me. Maybe things were a little more difficult or challenging at different parts of life or corporate America navigating. But we do hard, like complicated things are there in life. Like you complete those all the time. Like you play Madden on all Madden. You don't play it on rookie. You complete tough tasks all the time, fam. You mean to tell me you would play a video game? I never played Call of Duty. I don't know the levels of Call of Duty, but you mean to tell me you playing Call of Duty on the most difficult level, but in life you want to play on easy? Like you want life to like you live in life in rookie mode. You going to work and you saying, "Yo, somebody should just hire me." And I'm like, "Why?" "Oh, because." But you don't make the company no money. You don't add any additional value. What skill set are you developing? And so it's like, bro, like now I can give you the game and tell you how to get there. I could put the water in front of you, but what you're not realizing is, like I said earlier, I worked hard to get this water here. And it's one of the most frustrating things if I'm being real, because it's like, bro, like I'm working harder than you. I'm up at 8 a.m. on y'all sales call. And you ain't even as up as I am. You sound tired. You at work. I don't work here. You can lead a horse to water, but you can't make them drink it. It is one of the most challenging things in life because when you do have a level of success, whatever that level is, and I always say level of success A, you know what I'm saying, just to make it known. Like, I don't think I'm the most successful person in the world. As a matter of fact, I know I'm not. But it is levels. And I do have a level, especially in the perspective of my own life. Like, yeah, I have a level of success. And the thing is, one of the most frustrating things is when you get some success, some access, okay? When you get some success and you want to share it with people and they too lazy to drink the water. I can talk, people. I can't talk. Like you mad at me because I won't tell you what you want to hear, but I'm speaking facts. Like, I'm really trying to give you the real. So let me tell y'all a little bit of like some of what I talked about on this sales call and why I believe personally. And I'm not gonna go too deep into my career and some of my decisions because I don't want this to be like about me. But on this particular day today, this was about me sharing my experiences with them and hoping that they could take something from it. And in the same way, there's what for the 5 people that's gonna see this podcast, like there might be something that you could take from this. I'm giving you real game. Like, and this the thing that's frustrating. People say they thirsty. They say like people will say like, "Oh, don't nobody teach us," or "Ain't nobody." No, people doing it. It's people bringing buckets of water, but you too lazy to drink it. All right, so I'm gonna give you like for me. When I started off in my career, I was entry level. I had just graduated college 3 days after I started working in corporate America. I got my degree. I was getting my degree. I started work at a job 3 days beforehand. I'm still at the same organization. When I started, I was at entry level, bottom of the bottom of the bottom. 3 months in, I was like, bro, like the job I was doing was too much. It was this opportunity for a promotion. This dude I was cool with, working with, he was like, man, don't even go after that. Like, they gonna get that to them white people. No offense, my white listeners. You know what I'm saying? I'm just telling y'all what happened. He like, they gonna get that to them white people. I'm like, bro, like, what? Like, I ain't never heard, like, I'm new to corporate America. You know what I'm saying? I was like, bro, I'm going for it anyway. Now, right then and there, that was a decision that could have been life changing for me because somebody tried to put a cap on me because I was black. It was a black person. And that's what we do a lot of times. Let's just be real. A lot of times, the person that's limiting you ain't no white person. I ain't saying white people perfect either. I ain't saying nobody perfect. But what I'm saying is I think we giving them too much credit sometimes. Like, bro, you number 70, and I'm making this part up. Like, you number 79 out of 100. Ain't no white person stopping you. Your performance is stopping you from even hitting a leaderboard to even be recognizable. But what's my point? My point is not that there hasn't been injustice or there prejudice or it's all kind of stuff. I'm just like that stuff exists, like facts. It's not stopping me. Not in 2024. Now, if I was born in 1954, it might have stopped me. Different time, different situation, different. No, 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 no. That's not gonna stop me in 2024. Sorry. Might slow some stuff down. Might interrupt some stuff. Might try to interfere. Not gonna stop me. Nope, not in 2024. If you letting certain stuff stop you in 2024, it's you. It's not the stuff. I didn't say nobody. The Bible says the weapon may form, but it ain't gonna prosper. See, me, when I listen to the word, when I see the word with stuff like that, I'm like, yo, this is just a weapon forming. The Bible never said when a weapon forms, you cower down and quit. It never said when a weapon forms, you lose. When a weapon forms, panic. When a weapon forms, you run. It said the weapon may form, but it shall not prosper. That's what I was trying to tell people when I said the weapon didn't matter. You want to weaponize my race? Cool. That's on you. What I'm telling you is the work that I'm about to do is about to put me on the leaderboard. So eventually, even if you're trying to weaponize something to stop me, you're going to look stupid because I'm going to keep winning. Do you understand what I'm saying? When the first time that somebody tried to limit me in corporate America, again, black person. I've been tried. There have been people that didn't believe in me. I've had things that come up against me. I'm not gonna get into the details, but I thank God for the perspective that when I had those obstacles, quitting was not the option. It was just, okay, this is an obstacle. How do I get around this? This is a clear obstacle. This is a person that's trying, oh, this person, oh, they kind of being shady. They being a little dirty. There's a weapon for me, but it shall not prosper. The problem with us is we love the weapon because the weapon gives us an excuse not to try. The weapon gives us an excuse to be lazy. Like as long as the weapon is there, and if the weapon is the thing, then I could just blame the weapon. Hey, I got an idea, dog. Let's never try at work because we don't take pride in the work that we do. We're not intentional. We don't have a standard of being excellent. We are average. We got a standard of being average. So if you got a standard of being average, you love weapons because you love excuses. Like, yo, give me all the excuses you got, fam. Give me every excuse you got because I literally love weapons. You feel what I'm saying? So, through my career, through my journey, what it has taken for me to even get to the small level of success that I'm at now, um, it has taken me being agile, being wise, being strategic, creative, having a standard that was higher than any standard anyone could put on me. And I would say delivering. One of the things we forget, I'm gonna tell you like this. You go to a like this is what's always funny to me when I'm dealing with people at work that are miserable, don't like their job, show it through their work and their behavior. I'm like, you interviewed for this job. You literally came to this job. There was a point in time where you was like, yes, I want this job. Went home and told people like, oh, I got the job. I'm so happy. Thank God. And then you started the job, and then 3 months into it, you're not even trying. I don't understand people like that. You wanted this job. You prayed for this job one day, and then you gonna come to work and not even try. You giving me burgers at the restaurant with the bottom bun on the top and the top bun on the bottom. But you wanted this job, fam. What's up, Jen? How you doing, sister? Good to see you. You wanted this job. You prayed for this opportunity. But then now you got it and you making excuses. I'm telling y'all, like through my journey, I didn't let nobody tell me that I couldn't do something because of my race. Because if you believe that and you want to blame everybody else for your lack or inability of being successful, then you don't understand the word of God. The Bible says the weapon may form, but it ain't gonna prosper. And weapons have formed against me. Yes, they have. But they did not prosper, and I did not believe in the weapon. The problem with a lot of us is we keep making excuses and victimizing everything because we think either A, somebody else is going to save us, they're going to bring us the water, then they're going to lift it up for us and put it right there so we could drink it. So you don't have to do no work, right? You want to guilt people into helping you, or you could just get away with being lazy because really you just lazy and don't want to do no work anyway. You feel me? You feel me, Jen? And so my thing is through my career, when people have tried to tell me I couldn't do things or convince me that somehow I was less than somebody, I didn't believe them. You have a choice, regardless of what color you are, what gender you are, whatever. You have a choice whether to believe you are valuable or invaluable. I think one of the most interesting things about our world today is that so many people are trying to control how other people feel about them. That's why I never got really involved. Respectfully, I'm not involved in none of these online social driven movements. I never make I just don't participate in them because most of them are driven on what other people think of you, which is not reality to me. Like what somebody else think of me ain't reality to me. Reality is, oh, like, yeah, but I'm over here producing. And so I think what happens is some of us are starting to put so much effort into what people think that we can have opportunity, water in front of us, and we won't drink it because while we looking at the water, we still complaining about the time we didn't have water. But today you got water. And if you live in purpose and if you believe in Christ and you believe in the Bible, then you also believe in progress. You believe in going from the wilderness to the promised land. And you understand that they spent more time in the wilderness, the children of Israel, because they complained. They were complaining 4 weeks in. 4 weeks in, they was saying 1 month in, they was like, bro, like, at least when we were slaves, we had this. At least when we were slaves. And I'm just being real, that's the mentality of some people today. The mentality of some people today is at least win. At least win, and because you romanticize the struggle so much, you can't get past it. And so you love struggling, bro, because you won't prosper. You won't move forward. You have convinced yourself that the idea, just the general idea of growth, is against God. When in the entire Bible, you see people like David, Solomon, you see Abraham, you see people grow, develop, and prosper all through it. It don't mean every moment of your life is going to be prosperous. It don't mean that it's going to be easy. That's not what I'm selling. But what I am telling you is that when God gives you a gift and you work the gift with integrity, with character, with honor, with dignity, and you grow and develop, the devil, like, the weapon can form, but it's not going to prosper. It's up to you to drink the water. And so my point in this whole show today is, let's analyze our own lives, bruh, and make sure that it ain't something that you complaining about that ain't sitting right in front of you. Now, here was the thing about it. When I went on this call today, and this is what triggered me about it. You know, I'm on the call, I talk about my career stuff. And a couple of people asked a couple good questions, but most of the people were just quiet. Like, they was just straight up quiet. And when you in a situation, all right, I want to say this to y'all. 2024 for me, I haven't been talking a lot publicly online and stuff, because I've just been focusing on like really growing and doing the stuff I'm doing. And I'll talk more again at some point. But this is a year of no disclaimers for me. I'm gonna be real. Like, I'm not really certain stuff I'm saying. Like, if you know, you know, and if you don't, you won't. So it's like, if you've been listening to this show, you kind of know what we about, know what I'm about, you know what it is. But like, sometimes disclaimers, like, it just be too much trying to like, oh, explain to people. Let me explain why I'm giving you the water, and oh, I just kind of wanted you to like drink the water and grow, and let me. Some of the stuff I'm gonna say, I'm gonna just is no disclaimers, right? I'm saying it out of love. I ain't trying to be whatever, but that's like, I ain't talking a lot because part of it is like, bro, like, the stuff I want to say might be too real for people. Like, some of the stuff I want to say, because when you start growing and developing and having any level of success, and like, people say they want help, and you putting in more work to get them the water and they won't drink it, then you kind of just, that's where you get a little real, and you like, oh, I'm gonna just be real, you just lazy. Like, you got an average mentality, so you probably ain't never going, it don't matter what color you are, don't matter what gender you are, if you average, you gonna be average. Like, and the problem with a lot of us is like, we love average, but we want to make people think that they should give us above average. But it's like, bro, like, nobody's gonna promote you like you're not even up. You sound sleepy. Like, you on the call and you sound sleepy. Like, you haven't even got dressed yet. Like, bro, I'm already clean. We already got a polo on at 8 a.m. and we ready to go. We got frames on the screen. We ready to talk. And my point is, sometimes when you helping people, what they don't realize is you don't need it, they do. That sound crazy, but I mean it in the most positive way. Like, if you got water and you got enough to give me water, but I won't drink it, I'm not hurting you. You got enough water. I'm hurting me. It's this weird, arrogant mentality that people have, that they think like, because they not listening to you, that is your problem. And it's like, oh, like, what we talking about, I already did it. Like, I don't need this. So imagine, like, I'm not a dancer. So imagine you a dancer and you trying to teach me a dance. And like, I need to learn to dance for Me and my wife going to a wedding, and you know how that is. Like, it's some dance we need to do, but I can't dance. I'm not a dancer. And you trying to teach me to dance, and I'm too cool for school. I'm like, whatever. I don't like, bro, Jay, like, I know the dance already. You're gonna be looking at me like, oh, really? I was trying to help you, but I'm good. I could go spin around on the floor and dance. I can break dance right now. I'm good. I was just trying to help you. And people got this mixed up mentality these days, this entitlement. Like, bro, I'm trying to help you because you said you wanted to grow your career. You said you wanted to have success. You said you wanted to make more money. You said you wanted to learn a new skill set. What I'm saying is, we have to be humble enough to learn. And it was funny to me because I always see these memes and stuff on social media like, would you rather have $1 million or dinner with Jay-Z? And it'd be people like, oh, I had a dinner with Jay-Z. What? Nah, you not. I don't know much about Jay-Z. I haven't really followed Jay-Z since I was in college, but I'm gonna tell you, Jay-Z ain't been in the hood in a long time. He is fully assimilated into the billionaire wealth mentality. I guarantee you, if you have dinner with Jay-Z and you're the average person, like meaning you accept the average mentality, like you give the bare minimum at work, you don't try hard, you don't work hard, you ain't passionate, take the $1 million, fam. Cause the stuff Jay-Z tell you, if he being honest, it ain't gonna be nothing you trying to hear. He look, I'm not a fan. I don't follow him. Excuse me, but he's a wealthy person. He's gonna talk from the perspective of wealth. And if you have a poverty mindset that doesn't want to grow, ain't nothing he gonna tell. Take the $1 million. Because I be seeing people online like, oh, I would have the dinner with Jay-Z. For what? You're not gonna drink that water. Come on, can we just be real? No disclaimers, fam. Can we just be real? Let's put all the disclaimers aside. Like, come on, bro. You're not gonna drink the water. If Jay-Z tell you, if somebody give you advice, you're not gonna take the advice. You know, that's like the biggest waste of time to me. Somebody hit me up and like, want advice or something and they not trying to hear it. It's like, you're not gonna drink the water. Like, can we just leave the barn? Like, why are we even here, bro? It would be a shame for you to be a thirsty horse in front of a bucket of water and to die right there in front of it because you was too lazy to drink it or too blind to see it. Opportunity doesn't knock, it just stands at the door. So what happens is we walking past the door, opportunity is standing there waiting on us to say something, and we're so entitled and arrogant that we like, opportunity don't say nothing to me. I ain't saying that to him. I don't want to manage no people. I ain't going after them people. I ain't about to be this. Okay, cool. But you not hurting them. You're not hurting people because you don't want to try hard. You know that, right? Like, you ever go to the restaurant? Like, I don't know. I don't want to use that. Whatever. I'm not gonna use that example. It's just funny when people do stuff and they think they hurting you, and you like, you just a weapon for them, bro. Like, you not gonna prosper. Like, and so what I'm hoping y'all could take away from today, man, is that it's two sides to it. If you the thirsty horse, then come on, I want you to see the water, fam. You gotta sometimes cut off the distractions. Sometimes you gotta get focused, and like we only get one life, man. It's like this whole idea. Forget what people think about you because they like, oh, look at Jay, he drinking the water, dog. Oh man, you a sellout. We all over here thirsty, bro. Like, yeah, but the water was there for all of us to drink. So don't limit me because you didn't want to drink it and you wanted to love the thirst. Like, you and y'all love thirst so much. You want me to be thirsty? Like, no, bro. I'm gonna be real with you. You might not want this water. I'm not gonna die thirsty, bro. Not when God putting water in front of me. I'm not gonna die thirsty because somebody else became before me had to die thirsty. I'm dishonoring them. I'm disrespecting them because if they would have had water, they would have drank it. You know how I know? Why you think them slaves was escaping slavery? Why? What was it like? Like, see, we don't even want to escape our slavery, our modern day slavery. We like, yeah, cuff me up. I want to be a thirsty horse, and I'm just gonna get online and argue with people about social stances and this movement and that movement. Like we are part of so many movements and we ain't moving. And that's why, like, for me, like, look, no disrespect, but no disclaimers. Like, that's why I be chilling on social media. Cause it's like it ain't a lot of the stuff don't be real to me. The conversations don't be real. I'm like, oh, I know these people, bro. These are these people love being thirsty right here. So they gonna say anything that's gonna rile up the thirst. But it's like, well, I'ma just be out here in real life getting water. I'ma get water because there's so much water out here to get, but you have convinced yourself that you can't get water because of what you look like or who you are and all. It's like, bro, I'm trying to tell you, I'm trying to give you free game so we can all drink and be hydrated. But if you don't want the water, all right, I'll take this cup to somebody else. But as long as it's God's will and I don't got to do nothing weird or shady to get it, oh, I'm gonna drink this water, bro, because I know what it's like to be thirsty. I'm not sacrificing my family, my future for to make none of y'all happy. And I think the problem with some of us is we don't have our priorities straight. We trying to please people that like I really just don't be trying to please people because like people don't even know you. Like that's why I don't argue on social media and stuff. I used to argue on social media years ago. Like I get caught up in these debates. It's like somebody debate with me. I'm like, you told me. Like it's been times on social media that I'll try to chime in on something or give somebody a perspective. And keep in mind, like people don't know you. We don't really know each other, y'all. No, people don't know what you do. They don't know what you about. They just see a avatar. They see a picture, a profile picture, and maybe some of your thoughts, and they jump to conclusions. But it's like, bro, some of the stuff you be trying to help people is like, oh, they don't know. You don't know I got this experience. So I'm arguing with a person because they didn't put their whole life on here. Now I'm arguing with you, and you a lazy, thirsty horse that don't like you ain't performed at your job on no level, but I'm arguing with you on Facebook about something that I was trying to help you with. It's like, you told me I'm still gonna drink this water. Like I'm getting water. I don't know what to tell you. And so what's the point that I'm making? It's like, man, we gotta have some ambition. We gotta have some energy and some self-respect, some standards. Like lazy people throw me off, fam. Like lazy people throw me off. You say you exhausted hearing about my Facebook experiences. Look, me as well. People be tripping on Facebook. I don't really engage in that stuff no more though. Like I don't really be talk if somebody ain't on what I'm on, I just keep moving. And the other part of who I'm talking to is the person that brought the horse to water. Because here's what I realized. It's very easy to get discouraged when you out here trying to help people and you know they need help, but they complaining why they ignore help. And the thing about the message is you can lead the horse to the water, but you can't make them drink it. That's also that's not just about the horse that won't drink the water. It's also about the person that led them to it. You got to let things go and put them in God's hand. And I think a lot of times as Christians, we almost want to control people. We almost like want to force people to be saved, force people to live for God, force people. And you start realizing like, bro, all the forcing in the world ain't going to work. You led them to the water. Like that's our job as disciples of Christ. Lead them to water. Spread the good news of Jesus. And if they reject it, wipe the dust off your feet on the way out the door. Get a water to somebody else. Look, don't stop leading people to water because 100 people rejected it. And I think that's the part of it for us believers is don't stop leading them to water because they not listening, bro. It's not about them listening. It's not about you going viral. We act like stuff only matter if it go viral. Like it ain't nah, bro. That ain't. It's gonna be 5 people to hear this podcast. Like this, it ain't gotta be viral. It's water though. I'm telling you, it's water, dog. You have to dust off your shoes and keep going about your father's business. That's exactly what we gotta do, Jen. Doug, what up, fam? Appreciate you. And so my point for us is, don't get. The Bible says, "Don't be weary in well doing." Like if you leading people to water, you doing what you're supposed to do. The water is still wet, even if they don't drink it. So don't be discouraged because you're judging the value of your leadership on how many people drink the water. That's not it. Only they have the power to receive. How do I know this? Because if it was any other way, everybody in the world would be saved because Jesus said he will that all would be saved. Jesus literally wants everybody to be saved. But and he's the living water. Oh, look at that. Oh, a word. Oh, I just got a word. He's the living water. We're supposed to lead people to Christ. We're supposed, I got it. Oh, there's a word. You're supposed to lead people to water, but you can't make nobody receive him. They got the free will. He not even making them receive him. Even Jesus ain't making you receive him. So that's a word for the people that's been, you feeling discouraged because it's like, yo, I'm doing the right thing. And like, I feel like I'm saying the right stuff and I'm about to give up. Don't let the enemy make you quit. The water is still wet. I promise you. It still hydrates. It still has its nutritional value. Like if that horse even just got a sip, it may change their whole life. Like you gotta be willing to keep preaching the truth even when nobody's listening. And you know what I think, fam? You feel me, Doug? I think the problem for a lot of us is if nobody listening, we get discouraged. Man. It's gonna come a time, bro. It's gonna come a time where the ark is gonna come in handy. They might not have been listening, but it's still gonna rain, bro. It's still gonna rain, bro. And when it's done, it'll still be a rainbow. When it's done, listen, it's still gonna rain in season, out of season, fam. And so the problem with us is we're placing the value on the reception versus the delivery. It's the water. So like this is where the whole itching ears thing come in, and this is where you see a lot of weird things. I see a lot of weird things when I do check social media every now and then. It's like weird. You start seeing churches doing weird stuff to get attention from people, and it's a tricky thing to me because it actually works, which tells me just because something works don't mean it's right. Like something can work. I can do something to get a lot of eyes on the podcast and like, ooh, now people know who I am and I got all these people. And there's nothing wrong with growing. Don't get me wrong. If you out there growing and you killing it and you doing it God's way, I want to make sure like that ain't what I'm not saying growth is negative. Doing weird things for growth is weird. And so I'm seeing a lot of churches going above and beyond and getting weirder and like creepier and like you seeing these antics out there to try like it seems like it's more about, hey, people are receptive to this, so let's do it because we want more people to be engaged with the content. We want more people watching the show. We want more likes on Instagram, more likes on Facebook, more shares, please. And I'm telling you, I get it. I get the struggle because this digital world is new. Like in my lifetime, this is the first time we had all these factors. When I was in high school, I didn't have to worry about, hey, how many followers you got? What's your brand? And how many subscribe? Like that wasn't a thing. It was just like who you are in real life. It's who you are. If you funny, you got to be funny in class. I don't care if you funny on YouTube. You got to be funny right here. Like I became the class clown in high school because I was making people laugh in real life. Not because I went home, edited a video, and chopped it up, and they saw me, and I got look. It's all good if you going viral and stuff like that. Cool, but the problem becomes don't be a slave to the viral nature. And I think it's easy to do. I think it's easier than most people think to become a slave to all this stuff. Like I said, I took a break for 2 months from podcasting. I haven't done a podcast in 2 months. I didn't announce a break. I just took a break because I got things that I wanted to focus on in real life, new music that's coming that I want to work on, being a leader in my job and a lot of things we're working on in the corporate world and just focusing on marriage and investing and things like that. That's what I'm focused on. And it's like, I know, like, when I come back, like, oh, well, I haven't been in the algorithm. So nobody, like, if I post something, nobody's going to really see it pop up. And I'm like, bro, you can't be no slave to that. The water's still wet. Like, not if God's still doing what he doing, you are who you are. And my point with this is we have to get to a point where our faith is in Christ Jesus. And we're not doing weird things for attention and trying to make people like our church on Instagram. So we start trying to go viral. See, I think that's one of the weird things that happened in the world of social media was there was a point in time, even when social media was first coming out, where people weren't trying to go viral. Things were just happening and they were catching on or something would be funny. And now it's like, oh, people see that, like, oh, you can go viral, or this YouTuber made X amount of money. And then now you start doing weird things to be monetized. And I think that's where we're losing our way. I agree, Jen, whoever was meant to see it sees it. Amen to that. But the problem is now we're trying so hard to be seen because we're not content with who we are. And I'm saying this to you so that you know you're valuable, even if a million people don't know you. This desire to be famous is like, it's thick, it's heavy in the world today. Everybody want to be famous to the point that everyday people move like celebrities. Like, for real, like, just go on your timeline. Normal everyday people make announcements about their life like they like Will and Jada or something. Like, I would like to announce today that the Lord has blessed me with a new jacket, and this jacket, I'm not judging y'all, but the class clown in me is frying y'all. I want y'all to know that. The class clown that's still right there on the inside that wants to just fry people publicly, but I just can't do that no more. It's like, why are normal people, Jen? Why are normal people? I'm just being real with y'all. I don't make announcements about my everyday life. There's a million things that y'all don't know about me that I did, places I went, stuff like me and my wife go. Like, I'm not enough. I'd like to declare to, I gotta say this, dog. I said this before. Regular everyday people, Doug. I'm gonna tell you right here, dog. Before social media came out, nobody in the world wished themselves happy birthday. I do want you to know that. Social media makes us literally walk around. I got an episode from like 3 years ago called "It's My Birthday." Cause what it's like, social media is like, I would like to decree and declare today that today is my 35th year around the sun of birth. My Cash App is at Cash Son of Birth. It's, I'm not giving y'all no money. Can I be real with y'all? See, this is where I say this is the year of no disclaimers for me. I'm gonna just kick it with y'all like how I like to kick it. Um, I don't care which one of your birthdays it is. I'm not sending you no money. First of all, ma'am, how am I going to explain this to my wife? Um, who is at at pretty? I don't even want to say no name because I'm about to joke and say some name that's probably left. Who is that on Cash App that you sending money to? Oh, babe, don't worry. It was her birthday. It's her birthday. It's her birthday. Who's sending y'all money, first of all? That's we ain't that cool, dog. I'm not sending you no money because it's your birthday on the internet. Number one, I'm gonna tell you why. I know that sound mean. I'm gonna tell you why it's not mean. Every day is somebody's birthday on the internet. It's a lot of y'all. So you think I'm about to send you money every day? I would like to announce, like, come on, bruh. Let me see what you say, Jen. My fave is the thank you for all the love on my birthday post and the year recap. I'm not judging y'all for doing it, but you gotta admit it's funny. When you really stop and think about it, like, why did I just make this announcement? See, like, I feel like growing up, celebrities acted like that. It was like expected that a celebrity acts like a celebrity. It's like bro, come here, bud. I don't even want to say a store name. You work at the store. That announcement was a little unnecessary, don't you think? That's how I be feeling like I would like to announce that me. It's just, it's ridiculous. I agree. My point is, fame has become. I wrote this song, y'all. If you didn't know, I do music, J Will Music, right? I should just search J Will Music on Google. Like I should put up a banner or something. Let me create a banner real quick. J Will Music. I just want y'all. I just want y'all to search J Will Music. It's a good time. It's a good time to search J Will Music because I got new music coming out. I've been working on music the last couple months, and I haven't worked on music in the last couple years. I just wasn't inspired, but I got some. I think I got about 7 songs, 6 or 7 songs coming out, and it's some great work. I'm really excited about what I'm doing right now. But I got this song called "Run from Fame," and this is probably 6 7 years ago that I wrote this song, and it really is about like where I feel the world is today. Like we need to run from fame. So fame is something that everybody chases because we want the shiny ornaments on the tree of fame. So it's like fame looks like this thing from afar that is like, ooh, if I just get that, all my issues will be answered. I will be validated. I will be somebody. And it makes sense. Actually, the theory of like how people chase fame and how they want fame, it makes sense on the surface. But I want you to just open your eyes and observe. Observe famous people. See how people were before they came famous. I've been doing this for years, by the way, and I've been talking about this for years. And this ain't to negatively come at nobody. It's just being factual. If you pay attention to famous people, like let's say I remember I had this favorite rapper in college. I'm not gonna say their name, they still around now. Favorite rapper in college came out, seemed like I ain't gonna say wholesome, but just seemed like a regular person, like passionate, like all talented. And you like, ooh, this a dope artist. This is my favorite artist. Year after year after year in Hollywood and the music industry, you just watch these people, they look change. It seems like the humanity in some people. I'm not saying all people. I ain't saying like, oh, you famous, you going to hell. That's not the message. But I'm saying I've just observed with my own eyes people, and I'm like, yo, like, why do it seem like the more famous this person got, like the more weird and like it's not even a person in their body. Like they're almost AI like. Like it's real people that's walking around that come off like artificial intelligence. And then you see the evil that's in that world, and you see these people like getting caught up in all this weird stuff, and you like, that's what we chasing? We chasing fame? Do that work? You see families get destroyed. You see people who were happily married before they got famous. There's like divorce and like you see a lot of stuff, and I'm like, that's what we chasing. So my thing about fame is just like you should run from it. I actually think we should be running from fame, not towards it. And I think a lot of us got it mixed up. Like we running towards fame, and it's like, but why? You you see a building on fire and you run to it because you think it got nice furniture in there. That's how I view fame. I view fame as a building that's burning on fire, but people are running in it because it's furniture in it, but they not realizing even the good stuff in it is burnt. Like so the stuff that you looking at that you think fame is going to do for you or give you, even that stuff smells like fire. I don't know. The water is still wet, fam. And so I get it because it's hard not to chase fame when you've convinced yourself that that's the only way you could change your life, or those are the people that get all the attention. And the reason I'm bringing this up is because I think a lot of all the stuff that we're chasing these days is about us getting attention. And if we being real, if we look in the mirror and step back, it's like, yo, like I got a void that I think I need to lean on God for because I seem to lack validation and identity, and I'm trying to fill this void with people's acceptance of me. And it goes back to the race thing I was talking about earlier. You can't control people accepting you, bro. Like some people just ain't gonna like me. If I live my whole life trying to please the people that no matter what I do, they ain't gonna like me, then I will lose myself. And it's not even a realistic strategy. So, like me, I look at stuff through strategy. Like, all right, I want to grow my career or I want to make X amount of dollars. Like, how can I strategize to get there? And it's like a video game. It's like, all right, I can go this route, go the victimized route. But once the trends change and it's no longer trendy, then I might not be able to use that angle. Okay, because y'all know the trends change every year. I sit and watch them. If you listen to this podcast, we talked about, okay, 4 years ago it was this, then it was this, then it's that. This is an election year. So you're seeing all kind of different things uprise, different trends that people follow. And when you step back and look at the world, you realize like sometimes it's just people just going from trend to trend. Like, oh, you went from this to this to this. It's like people just go from trend to trend. They don't know who they are. And I say that respectfully, if that's you, but it's like if you take a step back, you're like, why am I chasing all this stuff? Only God can fulfill this need that I have. Only Jesus can fulfill this void that I have. It's not going to be filled by money, success, fame, people's acceptance, people liking my video, listening to my podcast. Like, no, that's why like I love when Paul talks about I can be a base and a bomb. It's like I know who I am and either like through all things Christ strengthens me. Like he strengthens me to deal with all things. So I don't necessarily have to chase something. I need to go after what God has called me to do. But I don't need to like start chasing things outside of the will of God because I want to be famous and I want people to like me. And maybe if people like me, this, I'm going to tell you the number one thing, the number one reason I run from fame. Number one reason I don't want to be famous. Um, I watch this with my own two eyes. Like one thing about me, like I'll sit and watch stuff and I like, oh, once I'm convinced, it's like, oh, I seen it. Fame is crazy. Simple thing. People build you up to tear you down. I literally watch people become fans of people, love them, oh, want pictures of them, like all that. That person make a mistake, that person, anything imperfect about them, the fans just turn on them. And then they hate them. And then they tearing them down. Cancel them. Everybody that you try to cancel, like it mean you trying to cancel them because one day y'all made them who they were. Like one day y'all was, and they was still who they were while you was doing that. It's just like, oh, now that's not cool to be. And then that person, if the trends change, then that person is right back and everybody's like, oh, nothing ever happened. And so I don't like that because I feel like people um, treat famous people like they own them. Like people treat famous people like objects and not real people. So the same person that you like and you at their concert and you want a picture with and all this, then something come out in the news that they said or did, and I was like, cancel them. Then a year later, it's like, oh, they're good again. And it's like, I wouldn't want to be either one of those people in that situation. I don't want to be the person chasing around famous people, building them up or tearing them down. I also don't want to be the famous person that I got to look around and I can't even tell the real from the fake because 99% of everybody around me is fake and telling me things I want to hear. That doesn't seem like an ideal life to me either. So for me, I just don't view fame as something that I really just want to chase. What up? What up? Love you, miss you too. And so my thing is, we going after things because they sound and seem like something like that's gonna fulfill you. But all the attention in the world, if this video went viral, it's not gonna fulfill me. Like I already know that. And I think sometimes we have to know that the contentment that I need is in Christ Jesus. Look, I believe in being ambitious. This episode, I'm talking about growing your career, going after things, but that's within the realm of what God called you to do in the skill set that He gave you. And that is not about trying to be liked or trying to get famous. Because I'm gonna be honest, and this is one thing I learned too. Some people be trying so hard to get famous because they want, let's say you a person, you want millions of dollars, right? Like, I want to be a millionaire and all this. And it's like, okay, cool. What if $576,000? Let's say that's what you had. Is that so bad? So what I'm saying is, what if God called you to, instead of being a millionaire, have $576,000 and make that annually or whatever, like, and not be known and just be a regular person? Is that not, that's not good? It's more regular people. It's probably more regular people that you don't know making $300,000 to $700,000, living a happy, great, peaceful life that got 16 followers on Facebook and you never heard of them before, than it is these celebrities where the same 100 people you talk about every day on Instagram and Facebook. And that's what we want to be. We want to be one of those top 1%, 100, top 1% of 1% famous people, when it's like, bro, it's a lot of other things you could do that's fulfilling in life. So that's like the crazy thing to me about chasing fame and stuff, is like we become delusional to think that that's the only level of success. It's levels. Like, that's a level. Like, great. Like, you make $25 million a year. That's a level of success. Like, I ain't on that level, fam. You at a level. Much congratulations to you. But could I be content with less than that? Is it possible? Could you be content with less than that? Or you need $25 million? Because the other thing about it is, you get $25 million. Let's say you went from making $22 an hour at the plant. Well, they probably making like $40. Let's say you're making $40 an hour at the plant. And then now all of a sudden you got $576,000. That's still a lot. Now, if you got $25 million, you don't it ain't even enough stuff for you to buy to spend that money that you need to buy. So my point is just, look, man, there's a lot of opportunity in this world. You just got to see it. It's a lot of water. You just got to drink it. But even if you don't see it, it's still there. Even if you don't drink the water, it's still wet. It still hydrates. It still has nutritional value. It's still water. So you can lead a horse to the water, the living water, Jesus, the Savior, but you can't make nobody receive it. You can't make nobody drink that water, fam. And I think the sooner we learn that, the sooner we will focus on the water itself. You feel me? And we won't make it about, how many people drunk it. Like, nah, bro. Long as I did my part, long as I led you to the water. I appreciate y'all watching. This has been Inspire God's People, where we balance faith and business to guide you to your purpose. Episode 220. Yeah, 220, fam. Took 2 months off. Now we on 220. You know what I'm saying? I'm excited for what's to come. Even if don't nobody know. Even if don't nobody see. It's all good. Love y'all. God bless y'all, man. I got new music coming soon. J Will Music. In the meantime, check out J Will Music at J Will Music. See it on the screen if you're listening. If you're watching, brother. And look, love y'all. God bless y'all. Y'all have an amazing day. You know what I'm saying? Don't let nobody stop you from doing what God called you to do. Typically on Instagram. Always be late on the Instagram joint. I'm sorry. I'll be super late on Instagram. God bless y'all. Love y'all, man.